Start recording. Stop recording. Button. Speech off. Speak. Camera chooser. Front facing. Button. Camera chooser. Front facing. Camera chooser. Back facing. Button. Screen curtain off.
Ooh.
Stop recording. Button.
Good thing I got whatever I had out of my system quietly, or else that would have gone. That would have done nothing. Yeah, camera's back facing. Yeah, there's no black screen. And yeah. You know, I just had a great idea. Why not just review some Star Wars action figures? Well, there's one problem with that. I don't really have any. And you know how I would like to see an interest. I have an interest in old things like action figures, iOS devices, note takers, braille displays, all kinds of old technology, even old computers. I even looked at an old computer at one time, which, if you haven't heard already, was kind of lame back in the day, I guess. But anyways, old action figures. Hasbro is releasing a 6-figure collection wave of figures from Star Wars. The Star Wars franchise. The original Star Wars action figures are being released in the quote-unquote retro collection. It is a set of 6 figures with Han Solo, no. Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, and what was the other one? The Stormtrooper. Yeah. No R2-D2, no nothing. No R2-D2, no C-3PO. Hopefully they come out in a second wave. I bet they will. It's just the first 6 figures. But at least Chewbacca, one of my favorite Star Wars characters. Because I've heard of Star Wars and I like Star Wars. Maybe not as much as Ninja Turtles, but I like Star Wars. I almost ended up getting a lightsaber, role-playing lightsaber. And speaking of lightsabers, I think Luke Skywalker is one of those ones that has the telescoping lightsaber. You know, a telescope, it extends. This would be pretty cool for people who want the nostalgia, and for people that have never seen the original figures to kind of see them again, although I've heard Pixel Dan's review. The original, I think I actually have a Luke Skywalker action figure from the 80s that someone gave me with 6 points of articulation, and I've been wanting to review that, but it's only the figure, no accessories. And I bet that there were accessories with that figure. It's just the figure. I mean, I like Luke Skywalker. I like Luke Skywalker. I like Darth Vader as well, and I also like, I think I like R2-D2 and BB-8, the 2 droids that were. I think BB-8's more of a new one that was released in 2015. R2-D2's been around since, what, 1999? Oh no, he's probably been around since the original movie. It's back facing, so you won't be able to see that. If I'm doing any actions, you will see nothing. That's what I like. But anyways, I do like Star Wars. But, one thing is that I know one thing I like. You might want to know, but I can imitate Darth Vader's breathing. Ugh. I could literally do that. I could literally imagine Darth Vader's breathing like that. But I think what I just demonstrated was featured on a Burger King, Burger King. It's actually Burger King Revenge of the Saga or something. What episode was that? Was that episode, no. Was that episode, I don't know what episode that was. Probably episode 3. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Episode 1 is The Phantom Menace, which was released in 1999, although I don't think there was a kids' meal for that. In 2005, Burger King, no, I always have trouble saying this. Burger King released a 17-piece collection of Star Wars toys. And one of those toys was the Darth Vader that when the battery tab was pulled out, there would probably be a button or something, and it would carry a lightsaber and it would make his signature breathing sound. That's what I kind of imitated. There are also other things with his breathing in it. If you want to know, the Simon that was based off of Darth Vader's head, which was released in 2016, part of the mini collection of classic Simons. There were only 2 classic Simons. That's why I call it a mini collection. I only have one of the 2. A mini series of Simon classic games. As you play the Simon game, the Darth Vader Simon, you hear his breathing in the background, and the Imperial March plays when you turn it on. Or the dun 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 dun. It's a lot slower than that, but anyways. There are some themes of Star Wars that I like the original, like dun 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 dun, like. If you ever look up Star Wars theme, I'm just thinking about it in my head. If you look up Star Wars theme, the full Star Wars theme is the best one. But only the beginning of it is what I like. But yeah, Star Wars is pretty cool. I don't know why, but I like the term trooper. I like it. The term trooper. Again, I wasn't born in the 70s, 80s, or 90s. And again, if you know me personally, you'll know, yeah. You don't know when I was born. So, if you know me personally. That's why I'm trying to hide it. So anyways, you can also get a Star Wars themed ringtone on your iPhone. I'd say that's pretty cool. You know what, the closest thing I had to a lightsaber is a homemade lightsaber, which is not cool. I like the telescoping version. I've heard a commercial where there was like a lightsaber thing that actually connects. You can be on the blue side or the red side. The red side is the dark side. No wonder. And when I was talking about Ninja Turtles bandanas yesterday, I do mean red is like blood, because blood is actually like red. Also, it means dark. That's why. It also means... So to kids that want to ask, why are the colors of the Ninja Turtles bandanas in the original comics red. Well, it means somewhat. I think it somewhat means blood, and being a bit dark and gritty. But anyways, back to Star Wars. I did to go off topic. I also like the kids' meals that came out. The ones that I can collect. Let's see, Clone Wars, was that a TV series or was that a movie? I don't know. There was a TV series, but I don't know if that was where the 18-piece toy collection came from. And it was sold at McDonald's. They even had a Darth Vader one, I think, right? They also had a Yoda. I like Yoda. And he's not even featured in the first wave of the classic collection. Not classic collection, retro collection. Of Hasbro's re-release of the 1970s action figures from the original Kenner toy line, and I think Kenner became defunct and became part of Hasbro in 1995. And of course, I heard that from Pixel Dan's Star Wars video. I think Kenner got defunct like Milton Bradley did with the Simon games. I don't think Hasbro is going to become defunct anytime soon. Defunct means no longer existing, no longer active. So, yeah. Yeesh, even Mattel. I think Mattel and Playmates tried to get the rights. That would have been cool if Playmates actually had the rights to Star Wars. If Ninja Turtles and Star Wars were to come out, Ninja Turtles sometimes it's in space. With the, sometimes with the with the, like the Krang and stuff sometimes. That was back in 2012 through the 2017 series. If Ninja Turtles somehow had Star Wars merchandise, then maybe Playmates would make Star Wars / Ninja Turtle figures like they did with Ghostbusters. Yikes. They actually made Ninja Turtle Ghostbusters, if you didn't know. They also made wrestler figures. Yeesh. So Playmates had the rights to two different properties, but only through the Ninja Turtles did they actually make it. And they had rights through the Star Trek stuff back in 1990. Wait, what year? Like I said, I wasn't born in those years, so I wasn't born in the 80s and 90s, so probably 1994 maybe. I'm just going off a guess because I looked it up. I looked on the internet about what the lives of the Turtles back in the 1990s. What they were like back in the 1990s. Excuse me, because you may be thinking, oh, he was born in the 1990s. No, I wasn't. I made that same mistake. With talking about a Braille display thing. I don't know. But anyways, I looked on the internet about something that was made in the 1990s, and I believe that the Star Trek Turtles were part of it. So I take it back. About 3 licenses, or 4, I don't know. Let's hope that, Ninja Turtles and Star Wars does come, let's hope that it does happen sometime because it would be cool. But then Playmates would have to ask Hasbro for permission, but let's just see what happens in the near future. What if Star Wars and Ninja Turtles were to happen, It's not like they will, but, they haven't even said anything about it yet. And it would be cool if they did, but anyways, they made a Star Wars, Simon. They're making a third Star Wars Bop It, like I told you. The two current Star Wars Bop Its, BB-8. I'm going to press the button. And I'm going to look for R2-D2. Because I got the two current Bop It Star Wars themed Bop Its. Bop It, needs more Bop It. I'm just kidding. Craving Bop It like I used to.
Supersonic Titan 198.
What? What in the world was that? I don't know. Because I'm going to turn that down before anything happened. I mean, not that I'm saying harm on anything, but back to what I was doing. Oh, Bop It Extreme. Amazing. Hasbro has the license to Bop It in Star Wars, so they decide to make, for the Force Awakens movie, a Bop It R2-D2. Mine's a bit worn out because I've used it a bit. But I got this one in 2016 and it's still working. And get this, in 2017, they sold these at a Walmart that I went to. Here's Bop It R2-D2 and the BB-8. The BB-8. Wow. And for the Rogue One movie, they made BB-8. I guess the 9th episode is Rise of Skywalker. Is that it? That's gotta be. And it's the last film in the franchise. Well, for the last episode of the series. But that doesn't mean they're gonna stop. It just means that it's the last episode in the series. Of 9 episodes. Ugh. They ought to make these movies into a series, like a TV series. Because they ought to have like 9 different seasons. They ought to have episodes of like 12 or 13 episodes. Like they ought to turn those movies into a series, They're already making a series of shorts called, it's something about Star Wars, but yeah. And they call those Star Wars figures heads on vehicles lame in McDonald's kids meals. I'd say that's pretty cool, but I don't know. They're making a Bop It Chewbacca, if you don't know. Update, quote unquote. I might be getting it. I don't know when it's coming out. I'd say that the Bop It may be coming this month, or June, which is next month, or July, which is the next month. But to clarify, it may be coming out since the movie's coming out in November. This Bop It may be coming out the same month. Well, could be coming this month. Who knows? And you know what? This Bop It doesn't even have the third adjustable leg. I guess because that's the way Hasbro made it. I guess. I mean, anyway, they're not really supposed to be action figures. They're games. It's like you can articulate the head. Whoa, good thing you cannot. The board is just the legs. The boppet is just the button on top of him. And on this one, Twitch is the head, pulls the head, and Boppet's the
YouTube. Now. New from TT. Speech off. Speech on.
Good. Anyways, I've seen a big old BB-8 at Target somewhere. I don't want to activate these Boppets, so... The miniseries of Boppet the miniseries of Star Wars Boppets is going to be complete. I thought they were only making 2 Boppets, but it looks like Hasbro's making a 3rd installment to this Star Wars Boppets miniseries of games, or mini collection or whatever. They made 2 Star Wars Simons, the Darth Vader Simon and the regular Star Wars Simon, released in 2006. That is one Simon that I wish I had right now. Well, both of them I wish I had. But I'm pretty sure they're going to cost money, so... I mean, a lot of money. So, I really don't care. So, this is talking about all things Star Wars. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Stop recording. Button.